This is Chris Poff, Florida Real Estate Wizards, and I wanted to bring you the first part of the series, Is It Time to Sell My Home? And the 5 pieces of the puzzle you must complete to help you figure out how to do it. So when we meet with our clients and somebody that's thinking about selling their home, the first thing you've got to understand is you can't get this from the internet. You can't get an app or you can't go on a website and say, oh, I've answered all the questions, because the magic is in our wisdom from doing 20 years worth of buying and selling homes ourselves, and also helping thousands of others buy and sell homes. And that comes from not just access to information, which is what you have on the internet. You've got information overload. You've got to have the knowledge plus the experience, which is the wisdom. We know which questions to ask, and according to your answers, we know how to formulate the top selling plan for your particular situation. So the first question, why are you selling? And that's really important. Most people think, well, that's a stupid question, but it's really, that helps us to shape your plan. For example, if it's a fire sale, and a fire sale is a messy divorce where you've got to get out quickly, or you have an inheritance where you owe a big tax bill and you don't want to pay that, or you don't have the money to pay it, things like that, bankruptcy, severe illness. Those are things we call a fire sale, and you may want to consider an instant offer or selling for less money like a fire sale. But we will help guide you through that and help explain your different options. But normal things are like you're pregnant, you need a bigger home, or somebody's moving in with you, you're expanding, or you have a job transfer and you want to be closer to home. These are all things that help us to shape how to sell your home for the highest dollar. And what is the market like? That's really important. Don't use the internet to answer this question without a specialist that helps guide you, because it's a local market. Selling your home is local. It's not, what Zillow or Trulia says or anything like that. You can use that as sort of a guide, but it means nothing when you get into the local community market. You have to look at local, national, and global trends. And also, is it a seller's or buyer's market? What is the trend right now? And if you don't know what those are, we'll help explain all that to you. What is the average number of days to sell a home in your community? This is really important, because if you think you're going to sell your home in 3 days because you read something on the internet, and then we do a research on your community and it takes 6 months on average to sell a home in your community, that's a pretty rude awakening in a reality check. Also, and I never thought I'd have to say this, but you also have to look at the political climate locally, nationally, and globally, especially in this area where it's an international market. I never thought I'd have to bring that up, but depending on who's tweeting or what's going on across the globe, it can drastically impact your ability to sell your home, either in a good way or a bad way. Next is, what will your home sell for? And this is the key question. Everybody wants to know, what's my home worth? And so that's a function of your community and others very close by. You can't look at some national average. You can't go to Zillow or Trulia or these websites that are on page one. Those are huge marketing websites. You want somebody that actually knows the trends and actually knows the ins and outs of your community, and that's a local thing. And the other thing is, we will give you 2 prices. One is, if you wanted to sell it quickly, here's what we would recommend a price if you're trying to sell quickly. And then the other one is, if you want top dollar, you'll probably have to wait longer, but this is what I would sell for top dollar. And each one of those has its own set of caveats or different pros and cons. Like, for instance, if you want to sell for top price, we'll show you the different things you need to do to sell for top price. And fourth is, how much will you net? And many people don't understand how to do this calculation. A lot of people think, well, if I owe $300,000 and I sell for $400,000, I'm going to net $100,000. Well, that's not exactly accurate. There are also selling costs, your title company, title insurance, your realtor fees. And a lot of people are like, well, these pesky realtors, they're greedy, they charge too much. I'm going to sell on my own, or I'm going to sell online. Just understand, whether you do an instant offer or whatever, they're going to mask the same thing that we charge. And we charge 5, 6, 7%, depending on the situation. And it's the same thing with these people. It's all smoke and mirrors online. What they call a transaction cost or transaction fee is going to end up being 5, 6, 8, 10%. They're actually gouging customers because the customers don't understand. So we will help you, guide you through all that and explain it to you and help you figure out the best way to sell your home. And last, where will you go? This is something a lot of people go, well, what do you mean where I'll move, into my new home? Well, what if you What if you just ordered your new home and it's a new build and it's 6 months off, and you think you've got 6 months to sell your home, and somebody comes in the first week and offers you full price cash offer, but you have to be out in 2 weeks? Where were you going to go? And so those are things we help guide you through and help with the plan of how to sell your home, so that we don't, so you don't end up not knowing where you're going and having to ask for an extension on the closing or something. And everybody's situation is different, so that could shape your decision on when you sell. The next series is on one of the major questions we get right now. Oh, I'm going to sell on my own, or I'm going to do this discount brokerage or whatever. So we're going to help you to figure out whether or not to sell on your own, whether to use a realtor, and how do you choose an effective realtor. Because most in fact of the horror stories we hear about realtors is they're either a new realtor or they're a shady realtor, somebody that didn't do their job properly. And so we'll help you figure out, how do you find a good realtor, somebody that's really effective and going to help you get your home sold across the finish line. See you next video.